No, Rasheeda ain't never leaving Kirk. Like that is, I talked to Rasheeda and Yandy last night. Them ain't never leaving them.
What's going on, good people? This is Nikki, and I'm here on Voice and Value, where I use my voice to express my valuable opinion in a non critical and unbiased way. Here I go again, minding my own business while all up in somebody else's. Today, I am calling Rasheeda Frost to step on up into the spotlight. Rasheeda is an Atlanta based rapper who has reached first name only fame, but is more well known for her relationship to Kirk Frost, her husband and manager. The couple owns several successful businesses and share two children together. Kirk fathered several other kids prior to their marriage, but the latest one was conceived while he is still married to Rasheeda. Rasheeda and Kirk made a conscious decision to broadcast their personal life on VH1's hit reality TV show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Rasheeda has gone viral for being a writer, despite her husband's wandering eyes and community eggplant. Rasheeda has tolerated numerous indiscretions by Kirk, and their marriage of nearly 25 years seems to be etched in stone. For those of you who follow the story, I'm sure you've read the comments where people are telling Rasheeda that she should divorce Kirk or at least kick him out of the house, which I believe he actually did move out once, involuntarily. At first, I convinced myself that the relationship between Rasheeda and Kirk was one of codependency. But then, realizing that codependency is a dysfunctional relationship dynamic where one person assumes a role of giver, sacrificing their own needs and the well being for the sake of the other, who's known as the taker. But when you consider the fact that Kirk himself is more of a giver and provider in their marriage, we can't label this as a codependent relationship. Also, let's keep in mind that we don't know what kind of arrangements this married couple has made behind the scenes. I'm talking about in real life. I also had to remind myself that Kirk is around 15 years older than Rasheeda, and they got married when Rasheeda was only about 17 years old. There's a likelihood, a very good likelihood, that Kirk was her first. And if so, well, we all know how that story goes. Some people can't remember the second person they slept with, but you never forget the first. And a lot of grace is given to that person who took away our title of being a virgin. I think we can all agree that this relationship is not built on codependency. Well, what is it then? I'm glad you asked because I have my own theory. But before I share my theory, watch this.
I'm a read my vows. We so much alike. So I wrote my vows this morning at like 5 a.m.
Yeah,
Because
I was up at like 6.
Before I read it, probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, we were separated, and we were going through some things, and it was the most highest time with me personally. And in that time, I didn't really talk to a lot of people. I kind of stayed to myself, and I understood what was going on. There was a few things that I prayed for, because I was tired of losing the very things that I loved the most, whether that was, playing football or singing. A lot of you know that about me. But I prayed that the Most High would teach me how to become vulnerable as a man. And I didn't realize how not vulnerable I was until I learned how to be vulnerable. And I prayed that he would teach me how to give my all to something. Chelsea Sade Darnell, I love you deeply. The love I possess for you runs deep into my veins, and it flows from my spirit. I've never experienced a love so overwhelmingly strong for anything in this lifetime outside of my love for the Most High. I can never forget when I met you 4.5 years ago, in the most peculiar way. And from the first time I saw a picture of you, I was infatuated with how beautiful you are. But what stole my heart was your spirit. There's something about your presence that commands a room. because you radiate from within. Everything that I've ever seen you touch has transformed or multiplied. I am a reflection of that. Because when you met me, I was a scared little boy. I was trying to figure out who I was and what I wanted my life to be. And the Most High used you as a vessel to connect me back to Him. And when He had my attention, He was able to turn a scared little boy into a man of power. Through you, He helped me heal broken pieces of my life that I always chose to ignore. He forced me to look deeper. And He showed me that my purpose in life was much greater than what I intended for myself. And that if I could focus on Him, He would restore me and place me in my rightful place in life. I prayed that He would teach me how to give my all to you. But He told me that I would first need to learn how to give my all to Him. Which would in turn teach me how to love you unconditionally the way that you deserved. When I see you, I see a reflection of the Most High. The way you love people so selflessly, so genuinely, so deeply is a gift. The way you care for people is your gift. It is your superpower. It is who the Most High called you to be. And through your gift, you have turned my world upside down. You've given me a sense of responsibility and purpose as a man. My drive is different. The way I talk is different. The way I love is different. Fear no longer exists. I wake up every day and I look at you and I'm motivated because I know how much you count on me. And for the first time in my life, I can say I know my why. My spirit feels free. My mind is clear. And my heart is overflowing. Chelsea, before all these people today, I confess my love for you. I understand my duty as your husband. And I vow to be the spiritual teacher of our family, the protector of our tribe, and a provider. I vow to lead you and our family by example. I vow to always love you from the deepest depths of my soul. I vow to always respect you, to cover you, to affirm you, and be patient with you. I vow to give you the space to continue to evolve in your own journey. I vow to support you in everything that you do and hold you accountable to it. Chelsea, you are my entire world. And I know that in this lifetime and the next, I'm always going to choose you. To you, my twin flame, my best friend, my turn-up partner, my lover, and now my wife. I love you, Chelsea.
When a woman decides to get married, we hope to get a man who displays the sense of morals and values we just heard during that personal exchange of vows from that groom. He's a man who's not putting on for the cameras. He's not focused on pleasing anyone besides that beautiful woman standing before him. More importantly, he's being genuine, not faking it for views and ratings. The groom was honest about the fact that their relationship isn't perfect. He even revealed the fact that they were an on again, off again couple before reaching that point of commitment, the kind that it takes to get married. They waited almost 5 years before getting married, and that's a crucial step when you're getting to know someone. One would argue that it doesn't take that long. Some people, for various reasons, don't even feel like they have that long to wait. But there's no magic number for how many months or years it should take before proposing marriage. It becomes a hit or miss, even though it's designed to last forever, regardless of how quickly it started. Because Rasheeda married Kirk at such a young age, there's no way they waited 5 years before marrying. For whatever reason, and it's strictly their business, Rasheeda and Kirk are being kind of mum on how old they were when they first met or started dating, possibly because Kirk is much older than Rasheeda. It would be great if, while dating, women could communicate the type of desires and expectations that groom revealed in his vows. We're good at just saying, I want a faithful and God fearing man who respects me. Not saying that those aren't important characteristics in a mate. We just heard a groom break it down in intricate details of how he plans to commit, and not only to the woman, but also to the marriage. His intentions were clear, and the shadow work that he did brought forth a renewed man who was ready to give himself as a husband to someone he loves and deeply respects. Think about when a man says, I love you, and you ask him, why do you love me? Or what is it about me that you love? It's important to ask because it could just be words being said to you, a cliche that causes you to act differently because you want to return that love with the love of your own, or at least with actions to prove that you are deserving and won't take advantage of that love. Now, understand, just because a man tells you that he loves you, it doesn't mean that it's true, and vice versa. Love is an action word. If you can't see it in action, it probably doesn't exist. And even if it does exist, are you being loved the way you need to be? Love takes on many different interpretations, and once you've been loved properly, I doubt you'll ever accept someone else's watered down version of love. Question of the day. Can you love someone and still cheat on them? Leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on that. Now let's get back to Rasheeda. Why does she stay with her husband, Kirk? I believe it's because she's sticking to her marital vows and also because Rasheeda has more of the man. What do I mean by that? Well, those side chicks are getting a little bit of Kirk's time and his special sauce, but at the end of the day, he returns home to his wife and kids. The latest side chick, Jasmine, got the super special sauce that turned into a whole human 9 months later. Still, Kirk returned home to his wife and kids and eventually brought the side baby home to spend time with his wife and kids. These side chicks need to learn how to be a side chick because becoming the main chick ain't never gonna happen. Number one is because he'll never trust you to be faithful to him. And number two, because you give him all the benefits up front. Like the old adage goes, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Rasheeda has scaled the music charts with Kirk as her manager. You can go research Rasheeda online. She has a whole Wikipedia page, and Kirk does not. No shade intended. Oh, well, kinda. Let's revisit the traditional vows. When a couple stands before a minister and oftentimes in the presence of their God, family, and friends, they vow to remain together in sickness and in health. Let's be clear. No one has a problem staying together in health. But what about when your spouse falls ill? That's the true test of the marriage vows. Fortunately, Rasheeda and Kirk have both been blessed with good health. Then there's through richer and poorer. Who in the world has a problem staying together in richness? Come on now. The true test of the marriage vows is the poorer part. Will you stay when the market crashes or when bankruptcy or other forms of income loss enters your marriage situation? Luckily for Rasheeda and Kirk, they both enjoy millionaire status as well as fame. So, hey, there's another win for that couple, staying true to their marriage vows. But now here's the big one, for better or for worse. Who's leaving when things get better? It's a rhetorical question, but I'll answer it anyway. Absolutely no one. Kirk and Rasheeda has seen better days from Rasheeda's rap career to their successful business label D-Lo and the Press Boutique, an e-commerce and brick-and-mortar store. There's a lot more better this couple has been blessed with, so there's definitely no test of the marriage there. But what about for worse? Well, if you're going to be true to your marriage vows and stick by your man, worse can be cheating. Worse can be having your reputation tarnished or by having a cheating husband whose indiscretions are showcased on reality TV. Worse can be having your husband suggest that you terminate your pregnancy because he's not ready for another child. Worse can be fathering while married and cheating. Worse can be finding out that your husband has a secret apartment. Worse can be being stepmother to your husband's side baby. Worse can be being labeled as a dummy or desperate or having low self-esteem because you stay with your cheating husband. Rasheeda Frost has endured all this and more. Despite all the worst things that have been taking place within her marriage to Kirk, Rasheeda has decided to stay married, for better and for worse. That's her promise, and she's sticking to it. Rasheeda has more of the man than any other woman Kirk has been with. Kirk is not the first, nor will he be the last man to step out on his wife. Rasheeda is not the first, nor will she be the last woman who will stay with her cheating husband. She is unfortunately one of the ones who has her personal business displayed on the internet for the entire world to see. She's also, however, one of the few women who's not allowing strangers to dictate how she should handle her husband or her marriage. Again, we don't know what they've agreed to behind closed doors, and it's really none of our business. Rasheeda, you have my respect for that. Women are staying with husbands and men that they're not even married to that are cheating and beating on them. Some of their men don't even have a job or have such a low paying job that the woman is footing all the bills, yet the relationship continues for years and years, if not decades. Some women compete with the side chick and have more babies to prove that she's number one or the preferred mate. The thing is, though, you might not know these women personally, or it could even be you. The reason no one knows is because you don't have your relationship on reality TV or social media. Man, you'd be surprised with what some women will take just to have a man, even a piece of a man. You might not subscribe to that concept, but it's more common than you might care to believe. We see it a lot on social media and reality TV, but we also witness it in real life amongst our friends and own family members. Isn't it great that we get to write our own rules on boundaries and acceptance in our personal relationships? When you are confident in your ability to make decisions that contribute to your happiness and quality of life, you'll make choices that others may not agree with, but you're also not seeking their approval, not from them, not from anyone besides your mate. So, regardless of whether you choose to weather the storm in your rocky marriage or union, there's no need to explain why you're making that choice. If it's a legal marriage, you're keeping your vows. If it's a less traditional kind of contract you've entered into with your mate, you make the rules. There's no right or wrong way to love. Just keep it real with yourself and love out loud, drowning out all the noise from people who are on the outside looking in. At the end of the day, it's your house and your rules. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.